The third legendary in Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet, the Disk Pokémon as Heath called it in the Violet and Scarlet books, seems to be, if you're on a reality bending path like I am, using its tremendous power to bring to life our deepest fears, beliefs and obsessions. But why would it do that? And why has it not shown itself yet? Hey, I'm Not So Ace Trainer and it is always watching. Let's get into it. I think one of the first things anyone has noticed when the new terrestrial mechanic was announced was that, apart from the huge gem crowns, there was also a little gem face. It is, of course, hexagon shaped like so many things in these games, including Jack's glasses, just saying, and it has two glowing eyes. This is never addressed by the game, so we're just left to wonder why the designers made that choice. We know it is all related to the Terra energy, and the Terra energy is not just affecting the inside of the crater but also the outside world, the Baldea region on the surface. And it has all been known ever since they revealed the map. If we look at it, we can see some crystal shards in the wind outside the crater, although clearly originating from there. And the fact that we have Terra crystals emerging from the ground all around the region pretty much confirms that the influence of the Disk Pokémon's power goes way beyond just the depths of Area Zero. We also know that the legendary has a shell with the hexagon pattern. One thing that I have yet to make my mind about though is if the shell itself is part of the legendary, like a turtle for example, or some kind of eggshell. One that the legendary has to break in order to regain its full power. This theory today follows the second option, the egg one, and tries to explain why the legendary is letting us use all of its power. And it also makes me think a lot about the Gala region, the events of Galar. In Gala, Rose was using Eternatus power in order to power the whole region, power that was left emanating from the land ever since it was defeated by the Weapon Doggos 3000 years before the events of the games. Because of this, Rose kept Eternatus trapped, fearing that one day that energy would simply be gone and it would mean the end of the region. But things don't go exactly as planned, and when it absorbed all that power again, as we know, it transforms into Eternamax Eternatus. In Paldea, things seem to be a bit different. While I believe that just like Eternatus, the Disk Pokémon fell from space creating the crater, it is apparently not being used to power the region, only to use the terrestrial phenomenon, something that is being controlled with the help of Terra Orbs, a device that also derives from the study of its power by Sada and Turo. It also doesn't seem to be tracked by anyone, despite us never really knowing what it is. The professors clearly know its location though, and they are using it to harvest the power for the time machine. But I believe that we are helping it more than it is helping us. You all know about my theories about the whole imagination/obsession things. I've been walking that road for a while now, and I think that it might feed on that. It fed on the professor's obsession and it's feeding on our use of the terrestrial phenomenon. The little face, while it might not be always watching, like I said, it indicates its presence. It is not just your run-of-the-mill battle mechanic. Mega Evolution, Z-moves, Dynamax, none of those had anything like that. They were simply the use of some type of energy. Here, in this case, I think that energy is actually the being, and every time we use it, we are feeding it a little bit more. We have learned how to control it using the Terra Orb, but that just means we feel more comfortable in using it, making us use it more often. The rest of the Pokemon that we see terrestrialized in the wild or inside Terra Dens, they were just caught by its influence, and that light they emit, that's energy that being sent back to it. While we know the word Terra as being more related to disk space nowadays, it comes from the Greek terras, meaning monster or marvel. So that might be the reason why the professors gave that mechanic that name. It is the monsterification of Pokemon, just as in the books that's so much loved, the monsters of Area Zero. Another interesting word to look at is the region's name, Baldea. At first glance, one could simply see it as a take on Pokémon Aldea or Pokémon Village. This would even be a fun nod at Kalos' Pokémon Village. But if you take a look at how they named Kalos, for example, using the Greek word for beauty, one might look a little bit deeper. Some of you might remember a video I made trying to guess the region's name. I said it would be named Alex, and as you all know it, I failed. But the all is still there, and I think I know why. If we ignore the P, which could be there just for style, al would mean the in Arabic, a nod at the Arabic influence in the history of the Iberian Peninsula, something that can be seen in Alfornada for example. And Dea would mean goddess in Latin, a nod at the influence of the Romans in the Iberian Peninsula, something also seen in the various ruins we find in the games. This would mean that the region's name means something close to the goddess, maybe hinting at how powerful the being that rests in the crater, the Guardian, is. And that's what I think is happening with every terrestrial event that happens. The Disk Pokémon, the Guardian, possibly the goddess, becomes more and more powerful, ready to eventually hatch from its shell into its actual form. But for now, it simply lives through its gems and it is there every time a Pokémon terrestrializes. And that's all I have for you today, just a simple video that I always wanted to make about the little face in the crowns. But what about you? Do you believe the legendary is the shell or it is inside the shell? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, I'm there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord, all the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.